Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. But 1 minute. So, yesterday we had seen specificity, enzyme specificity, and we had seen about the classification also, properties. We had seen about the properties also. Now, today I am going to teach you firstly how these enzymes they get prepared and isolated. Isolated means they get separate out. So firstly, the tissue which are responsible for secretion of this enzyme, they are extracted. That gets separate, उसको separate किया जाता है. So that is separated with either saline या फिर glycerol जो है उससे वो separate किया जाए. Then this extract that will not be kept as it is for a longer time. Okay, then what they will do? So these extracts, they are then carefully dried at low temperature. They will dry in a proper way, and after that, that dried substance grinded. उसको grind किया जाएगा. So that will get grinded so that the fine powder will be formed. Okay. So this powder, then it is mixed with some solvent in which that powder will get dissolved. Then more active preparations, they are made by different processes in which purification method will be there, and in this purification dialysis will be done so that if the inorganic impurities are there, that should get removed. कोई अगर डायलिसिस की प्रोसेस की जाएगी जिसमें जो भी इम्प्योरिटीज है, जो इनऑर्गेनिक इम्प्योरिटीज है, वो सेपरेट की जाएगी, और एब्सॉर्प्शन इन सुटेबल मटेरियल कैन बी डन, और प्रेसिपिटेशन की प्रोसेस जो है, तो पर्टिकुलर reagent will be used in which the precipitation reaction will occur. So in this way, in low temperature, these things can be done. Okay, and if much inactive material is there, so that time it will get removed out. उसको remove किया जाएगा, and the enzyme only will be present, then and then only it will be used. Okay, so here near about 100 enzymes have been obtained as a crystalline protein, which are considered as a pure enzyme. So, do you understood about the preparation and isolation of enzymes? So I am going to repeat it again. See, firstly, I had already told you that the tissues which are responsible for the secretion of enzyme, so they are firstly extracted. Okay, and they are extracted with either saline or glycerol. Then if that extraction we will keep as it is, so that will be not useful. So what they will do, so that extract that will be dried at low temperature. After drying, it is grinded. उसको पीसा जाता है, so that it will made a fine powder. Then this fine powder, it is dissolved in suitable solvent so that it may get dissolved properly. Then if in this some impurities are there, so then it may get purified by either dialysis process, in which I had just now told you, inorganic impurities, they will get removed out. If absorption process is done, so adsorption process is done by taking some suitable materials here, or precipitation process will be done by adding some reagent. So near about 100 enzymes can be obtained in the crystalline protein form, and these crystalline protein form enzymes, they are always pure. Okay, they will be pure enzymes. So if any particular specimen is given, and we have to identify whether this particular substance is enzyme or not. So can we recognize? So yes, we can recognize. So how can we will recognize that enzyme? Let's see now. Firstly, by adding neutral solution to some starch at near about 37 degrees Celsius, we will get sugar. If we will obtain sugar or we will get sugar, so we can say that catalyst is present. Again, what I had said, by adding in neutral solution, by adding starch at 37 degrees Celsius, if we are getting sugar, or if we obtain the sugar, then we can conclude that catalyst is present. But if the neutral solution, after boiling, it will fail to produce sugar, so we can conclude that catalyst is an enzyme. It is not the inorganic catalyst. Again, in a neutral solution, in this, if the neutral solution boil it, and after boiling we are not getting sugar, so that means it contains what? So it contains a catalyst as an enzyme, because enzymes, they are the organic substances. So it is enzyme. It is not the inorganic catalyst. Okay, and therefore in the experiment on this enzyme, it is necessary to arrange a particular control with the boiled enzyme solution along with the test. Whatever test we will do here, so that time we will always confirm that experiment with the, we always arrange boiled enzyme solution, control that condition or experiment. Do you understood better, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the next topic, which we have to study today, that is there are some conditions, condition of action on the enzyme, or we can say there are some factors which will influence the action of the enzyme. So let's see one by one. So there are so many factors which are responsible for this action of the enzyme. The first one is the contact between enzymes and substrate. As you know, I had already told you, what do you mean by substrate? The substrate is the organic substance on which these enzymes will act. So here, enzymes and substrate must be contact to form enzyme substrate complex. The enzyme and substrate should be well mixed for efficient reaction, so that it will be proceed further. Even if the insoluble substrate is there, it must be made soluble by the help of hydrotropic substances when required for good mixing with the enzyme. the digestion of fat, which are not the solution, is greatly facilitated by emulsification of fat, giving a great area of contact for the lipase enzyme. Enzymes which are not soluble, but they are bound to the membrane. Their contact with that substance must be maintained by setting suitable concentration gradient. So what do you mean by this? So here enzyme and substrate, they must be in contact so that the enzyme substrate complex process takes place, which when we had taken the properties, so that time I had told you कि जब enzyme और substrate इनकी action होती है तो substrate complex form होता है, enzyme separate होता है, and that enzyme it is again utilized for the next biochemical reaction, है ना? So that should be there. Then enzyme and substrate जो है तो should be well mixed, तो properly mixed होने चाहिए, so that we will get the proper result. Then अगर insoluble substrate है तो उसको भी हमको क्या करना पड़ेगा? That should be made soluble. So how we will do it? So we can do it with the help of some hydrotropic substances. So we will use some hydrotropic substances and then it will get mixed. Again, digestion of fat, it is not soluble process. So here, firstly, emulsification means melting of fat takes place, and then on that emulsified fat, the lipase enzyme will act so that the digestion of fat process takes place. Then enzymes are not soluble, but they can bound to the membrane, so their contact with that substance should be maintained either by suitable concentration gradient. So this is the first factor. Okay, the second factor now. Concentration of enzyme and the substrate. So the rate of enzyme action is influenced by concentration of substrate, the amount of enzyme and the time rate. यहाँ पर जो है, जो एंजाइम की एक्शन का रेट जो रहेगा, तो वो किस पे डिपेंड है? दैट इज डिपेंड ऑन कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ सबस्ट्रेट, सबस्ट्रेट का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन कितना है. सेकेंड, द अमाउंट ऑफ एंजाइम, जो एंजाइम का अमाउंट है उसके ऊपर में, एंड द टाइम रिक्वायरमेंट. So these are the three factors on which the rate will be depend. Then in case suppose the concentration of substrate is low in comparison with concentration of enzyme, then what will happen? All the active group of the enzyme molecules will be utilized for the formation of that enzyme substrate complex process, and the rate of reaction will be. Okay.
ऑनलाइन क्लास का भी वो सॉरी.
Yes. Yes. Do you have any problem?
नो मैम, नो मैम.
So, what I said, if the concentration of substrate is low as compared to the concentration of enzyme, then what will happen? All the group of the enzyme molecules, they will be for the formation of enzyme substrate complex, and the rate of the definitely reaction will be low here. In case suppose the concentration of substrate increases, more and more active site of enzyme molecule will be used for the formation of enzyme complex enzyme substrate complex. तो अगर concentration of substrate जो है वो increased होता है, तो बहुत ज्यादा जो है active sites जो है enzyme molecule के वो used होंगे ताकि enzyme substrate complex जो है वो form हो सके. तो rate of reaction जो है इसमें क्या रहेगा? Increased हो जाए. Then if substrate concentration is like that, all the active group of enzymes they are utilized, and the rate of reaction will be proportional to the substrate concentration. कई बार ऐसा हो सकता है, sometimes this may be occur, कि if the substrate concentration is like जो एंजाइम में जितने भी एक्टिव ग्रुप्स है दे आर यूटिलाइजिंग, ओके, so that time जो रिएक्शन का रेट रहेगा that will be proportion with the substrate concentration. The next possibility will be कि यहाँ पर जो है अगर जो रेट है मैक्सिमम है और वो कांस्टेंट है, unless the substrate inhibit that particular reaction, यानी वो जो रिएक्शन है जब तक कम नहीं होती तब तक ये जो है तो कंटिन्यूएशन में है, तो ऐसे समय में सबस्ट्रेट इनहिबिट करेगा, डिक्लाइन करेगा जो रिएक्शन का रेट है उसे, ठीक है। तो इफेक्ट ऑफ सबस्ट्रेट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन on the initial rate of the enzyme, it will show below the graphical presentation, which we call it as Michaelis curve. यहाँ पर जो है तो अगर जो सबस्ट्रेट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन का जो इफेक्ट है तो इनिशियल रेट जो एंजाइम रिएक्शन का है वो अगर हमको ग्राफिकल प्रेजेंटेशन में लो दिखाया जाता है शुरू में, तो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज माइकेलिस कर्व, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पर जो है लो सबस्ट्रेट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन, अगर लो सबस्ट्रेट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन है तो रेट क्या होगा, इंक्रीज होगा विद द इंक्रीज सबस्ट्रेट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन, जो सबस्ट्रेट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन रहेगा उससे इंक्रीज हो जाएगा। एट सबस्ट्रेट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन, अगर सबस्ट्रेट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ज्यादा है तो रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन जो है वो शो करेगी मैक्सिमम वैल्यू। तो अगर वो मैक्सिमम वैल्यू शो करती है then it is called as maximum velocity of the reaction. तो काइनेटिक इक्वेशन जो है यहाँ पर मैथमेटिकली काइनेटिक इक्वेशन दिया है साइंटिस्ट ने जिनका नाम है माइकेलिस मेंटेन। तो माइकेलिस मेंटेन he had given equation, and what is that equation? So that equation is VI means velocity of initial velocity. So initial velocity is equal to maximum velocity upon the kinetic maximum constant plus जो है तो जो सबस्ट्रेट का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन है वो शो करेगा, और वहां पर जो है तो काइनेटिक वेलोसिटी जो है तो दैट विल बी मैक्सिमम काइनेटिक वेलोसिटी शो करेगा। तो यहाँ जो है हम इसे इस तरह से रिप्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं, VI is equal to what I said कि maximum velocity of the substrate upon what we will write here, so kinetic with maximum kinetic velocity plus the concentration of substrate, the substrate concentration. Okay, so this is the equation which is given by the Michaelis-Menten equation. Here, the substrate concentration which will produce half maximum velocity is called as Michaelis constant, and this Michaelis constant we will use by Km. यहाँ पर ये जो Michaelis constant है जो मैंने kinetic maximum का कहा था तो उसे Michaelis constant कहा गया है। और यहाँ पर अगर सबस्ट्रेट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन जो है तो वो अगर हाफ हो जाता है तो डेफिनेटली यहाँ पर उसकी वैल्यू जो है तो क्या रहेगी, तो दैट विल बी हाफ, मीन्स हियर VI will be equal to what, तो V max upon 2। ओके, तो ये जो Km है ये Km सबस्ट्रेट के तौर पर वर्क करेगा और इसीलिए इट विल बिकम हाफ. आर यू एबल टू अंडरस्टूड और नॉट?
यस मैम. मैम ये 12th में भी थी ना ये वाली?
यस. ठीक है.
यस मैम.
So it will become half. So this is about the second factor which I have told you, that is the concentration of enzyme and the substrate. Okay. The third factor. Now let's see. The third factor is the temperature. So temperature definitely will affect the action on the enzyme. So how it will affect? So if the temperature will rise, so temperature rise होगा, so it will accelerate the enzyme reaction. वो accelerate करेगा यानी increase कराएगा enzyme की action. But at the same time ये जो है तो क्या करेगा? It will cause inactivation of enzyme due to denaturation of protein. यहाँ पर जो है तो जो भी एंजाइम है तो उसको डीएक्टिवेशन कराएगा उसका. क्यों डीएक्टिवेशन होगा? क्योंकि यहाँ पर जो है तो प्रोटीन का डीनेचुरेशन होगा. यहाँ नेक्स्ट फैक्टर हम ऐसा बता सकते हैं कि एक सर्टेन टेम्परेचर जो है जिसको हम ऑप्टिमम टेम्परेचर कहते हैं, तो एक्टिविटी ऑफ दैट एंजाइम विल बी मैक्सिमम. So at optimum temperature, the activity will be maximum. The optimum temperature for man, how much it is? So it is 37 degrees Celsius. Most of the animals, they have 40 degrees Celsius optimum temperature. तो जो optimum temperature जो है plant urea का, तो वो 60 डिग्री है. Optimum temperature microorganism का जो है तो वो that will be again different because they have adapted to growth in the natural hot springs which are present in the boiling water. Hot boiling water जो है तो वहां पर भी कुछ microorganisms grow होते हैं. तो उन लोगों ने उनका जो टेम्परेचर है तो वो टेम्परेचर कैसे हुआ है? तो वो टेम्परेचर उन लोगों ने अडॉप्ट किया है. तो डेफिनेटली ऑप्टिमम टेम्परेचर in such type of microorganism that will be more. ठीक है. If the temperature will be low, so definitely the rate of enzyme reaction will decrease. Okay. So at the temperature 0 degrees Celsius, most of the enzymes they become inert. Do you understood, beta?
Yes ma'am.
Okay. So again, when the temperature will be more, so definitely the enzyme reaction will be more. But at particular situation, they will become inactive due to denaturation of protein. Second point, what I said, at certain temperature, which we call it as optimum temperature, the activity of this enzyme will be maximum. So optimum temperature for human being is 37 degrees Celsius. For most of the animals, it is 40 degrees Celsius. The optimum temperature for the plant urease, so that is 60 degrees, and it will be more for the organism which are living in the hot spring of water. Okay, so if the temperature will be low, so definitely the enzyme reaction will be low, and in 0 degrees Celsius, this enzyme activity will be they will be inactive in the 0 degree Celsius. So here temperature coefficient, rate of what is temperature coefficient? The rate of enzyme catalyst reaction, it will be increased, that depend on the strictly limited range of temperature. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पर जैसे हम टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज कराते हैं तो काइनेटिक एनर्जी will get increased. So kinetic energy of the enzyme that will exceed the enzyme barrier for breaking the hydrogen and the hydrophobic bonds that maintain in the सेकेंडरी और द टर्शरी स्ट्रक्चर। तो यहाँ पर जो है, जो रेट है एंजाइम कैटालिस्ट रिएक्शन का, तो जैसे ही हम टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज कराते हैं, तो आई टोल्ड यू कि काइनेटिक एनर्जी क्या हो जाएगी, दैट विल बी इंक्रीज एज द काइनेटिक एनर्जी विल इंक्रीज। तो देयर विल बी breaking of hydrogen or the hydrophobic bond which is present, so which is present in the secondary and the tertiary structure, that will get break. Then the factors which are responsible for increase the rate of biological processes for 10 degrees Celsius temperature, so that is called as Q10 or the temperature coefficient. So what is temperature coefficient? So the factor which is responsible for increase of rate of biological process for 10 degrees Celsius temperature, so then it is called as Q10 or the temperature coefficient. So rate of concentration of this excited heart, अगर हार्ट बीट इंक्रीज हो रही है या डबल होती है 10 डिग्री टेम्परेचर के साथ में, तो Q10 की वैल्यू आएगी 2। ठीक है। द चेंज in the rate of many enzyme catalyst reaction, it is accompanied by either rise or the fall in body temperature, which constitute essential survival feature for the life. Means जो लिजार्ड होते हैं, तो लिजार्ड उनको बॉडी टेम्परेचर मेंटेन नहीं करना होता है, लेकिन कुछ जो ऑर्गेनिजम्स है तो उनको हमेशा जो है तो बॉडी टेम्परेचर मेंटेन करना होता है। और अगर इनको बॉडी टेम्परेचर मेंटेन करना है विद द सराउंडिंग, डेफिनेटली उनमें जो है तो कंटिन्यूअसली एंजाइम की एक्टिविटीज क्या होती रहेगी, चेंज होती है। देन होम्योथर्मिक ऑर्गेनिज्म। होम्योथर्मिक ऑर्गेनिज्म कौन है? हम लोग जो है तो वेदर वी आर होम्योथर्मिक और वी आर साइक्लोथर्मिक। तो वी आर होम्योथर्मिक। हमारे बॉडी में बार बार टेम्परेचर चेंज हो रहा है क्या? तो नो, इट इज कांस्टेंट। तो हियर वी कैन टॉलरेट स्ट्रिक्टली लिमिटेड रेंज बॉडी टेम्परेचर। हम सिर्फ एक टिपिकल बॉडी टेम्परेचर को ही टॉलरेट कर सकते हैं। तो अगर हमारे बॉडी में रिएक्शन चेंज होती हैं तो वो चेंज इन द टेम्परेचर ऑफ लिटिल फिजियोलॉजिकल सिग्निफिकेंस की वजह से होगा। लेकिन फीवर या हाइपोथर्मिया जो है तो इससे थोड़ा बहुत फर्क पड़ता है, ज़्यादा नहीं। फीवर यानी डेफिनेटली टेम्परेचर थोड़ा सा नॉर्मल से हाई रहेगा। हाइपोथर्मिया बोले तो अगर हमारे बॉडी का टेम्परेचर कम हो जाता है तो दैट टाइम स्लाइटली अल्टरेशन विल बी देयर, बट देयर विल बी नो सच मोर इफेक्ट वी कैन सी हियर। ठीक है। एंजाइम जो है, जो अगर होम्योथर्मिक ऑर्गेनिज्म है और उसके एंजाइम जो है तो वो एनर्जी बैरियर को लो कर सकते हैं या फिर स्लाइटली एलिवेट भी कर सकते हैं जब कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ज्यादा। तो इस तरह से दिस टेम्परेचर इट विल अफेक्ट द एक्शन ऑफ एंजाइम। देन pH, जो हाइड्रोजन आयन कॉन्सेंट्रेशन होता है, which is the fourth factor which is responsible for this enzyme action. तो यहाँ पर जो है small range of pH, definitely it will become acidic. As it will become acidic, it will inhibit the enzyme activity. Enzyme activity inhibit हो जाए। पेप्सिन जो है तो it will work only in the acidic medium. Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इज फेलियर देयर, तो वाईफाई बंद हो गया है बेटा। तो पीएच, तो मैंने क्या कहा कि स्मॉल रेंज इन पीएच इट विल इनहिबिट द एक्शन, बट पेप्सिन इट इज गैस्ट्रिक जूस, गैस्ट्रिक जूस में प्रेजेंट है। अब गैस्ट्रिक जूस में प्रेजेंट है तो वहां पर हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड भी प्रेजेंट है। हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड डेफिनेटली इट इज एसिड, तो दिस पेप्सिन it will work only in the acid medium, okay, and it will be inactivate by making the medium alkaline. So how the medium become alkaline? So here the medium becomes alkaline by the action of bile secreted by liver. Then trypsin, it will work in alkaline solution. So it is present in the pancreatic juice, and it will be work in the alkaline solution only. It will not digest protein in the acid solution. That's why bile should get in it. Okay. After that, maximum activity of the enzyme is optimum pH. So what is the optimum pH? So that may be between 5 to 9. Slightly alkaline and slightly acidic. Okay. So optimum pH अगर है, please unmute your mic. Sorry, mute your mic. Please mute your mic. I am getting disturbed. So at the optimum pH, enzyme it will react with the substrate and it will form enzyme substrate complex. Okay. So in this way, this process means this pH is responsible for the action of the enzyme. Do you understood? Do you understood, dear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the next factor is the oxidation. What do you mean by oxidation? I had already told you. When the oxygen is utilized or hydrogen is released in any reaction, that process is called as oxidation. So here, sulfhydryl group, sulfhydryl, that is SH group. So this SH group of many enzymes that is essential for the enzyme activity. Oxidation of this SH group by many oxidizing agents, maybe oxygen of air, that will form disulfide bond. So here disulfide linkage bond will be formed, and due to which there will be loss of enzyme activity. Again, sulfhydryl group of many enzymes, they are essential for what? They are essential for the enzyme activity. But when the oxidation of this SH group takes place, maybe due to some oxidizing agent or oxygen which is present in the air, so that time disulfide linkage will be formed, and due to which the enzyme activity gets reduced. Okay. Then full activity may be regained by reducing this hydroxyl compound, means जो cysteine या फिर ग्लूटाथियोन, ये जो अमाइनो एसिड्स है, तो उसको अगर हम रिमूव करते हैं, which consists of this SH group, so definitely again the enzyme can work or act. So this one is the fifth factor. The sixth factor is the radiation. Ab radiation enzymes, they are very sensitive to the short wavelength radiation. जो short wavelength radiations होते हैं, जैसे कि यहाँ पर जो है एक्स-रेज है, बीटा रेज है, गैमा रेज है, तो ये शॉर्ट वेवलेंथ के जो रेडिएशन है, उसे एंजाइम्स बहुत ज्यादा सेंसिटिव होते हैं. हाई एनर्जी रेडिएशन जो है, तो वो क्या करेंगे? दे विल फॉर्म peroxide, and these peroxide they will causes oxidation of this enzyme, and because of it the enzyme activity will get reduced. बहुत मोस्टली जो एंजाइम एक्टिविटीज है तो वो लॉस होती है किससे, इरेडिएशन की वजह से। तो इरेडिएशन जो है विच में सपोर्ट द इनडायरेक्ट इफेक्ट ऑन डीएनए ऑफ द जीन। जो डीएनए है उसके ऊपर में जीन्स प्रेजेंट है और वो जीन्स जो है उसके ऊपर में इफेक्ट होता है अगर ये जो जैसे लॉस हो जाता है एंजाइम की एक्टिविटी का। तो दिस इज अबाउट द रेडिएशन। तो अगेन आई एम टेलिंग यू कि रेडिएशन इन रेडिएशन तो एंजाइम एक्टिविटी, enzymes as they are highly sensitive to the short wavelength radiation, means alpha, beta and gamma rays, their activity will get reduced. Again, high energy radiation, they will form peroxide which will cause this oxidation of the enzyme, and again there will be loss of enzyme activity. Then enzyme activity it will lost again by irradiation, which may support the indirect effect on DNA. So this is about the sixth factor. Now what about the seventh factor? So seventh factor is the coenzyme or the activator. Okay, coenzyme or the activator. So enzymes, they will be work in a proper way, in an efficient manner, in the presence of some other substances also. So these substances may be in the form of organic or inorganic form. So such type of substances, they are called as activators, or we can call them as a coenzyme. So in the absence of coenzymes or activators, the enzymes may be inactive or they may be sluggish in action. ये जो coenzymes है, so what are the coenzymes? So what I said, कि enzymes they work efficiently in presence of some substances, okay, other than these enzymes. So these substances may be organic or maybe inorganic. So these substances, they are called as activators or coenzymes. So these, if the coenzymes will be absent, so definitely the reaction of this enzyme may be slow, sluggish, or they may be inactive in nature. Okay, so these activators may be magnesium ion, calcium ion, manganese ion, then chlorine ion. So like that, so many activators may be present, which will take part during the enzyme substrate complex process. Okay, so manganese in the action of some peptidase, they will prevent inactivation of enzyme by the inhibition. और इनहिबिटर के तौर पर जो है तो वो काम करेगा. Some enzymes, they may be activator. Some enzymes, they will act as the activator. So they are called as kinases. For example, enterokinase. Enterokinase that will convert trypsinogen into trypsin. So that time here hexapeptide get removed from the pepsinogen, and because of it, this pepsinogen will convert into, trypsinogen will convert into trypsin. The next factor is the inhibiting agent. What do you mean by inhibiting agent? Inhibiting agent का मतलब क्या होता है? जो inhibit यानी which will reduce the reaction. जो रिएक्शन जो है तो रिड्यूस करवाएगा तो या डिक्रीज करवाएगा, उसे हम जो है इनहिबिटिंग एजेंट कहते हैं. तो मोस्ट ऑफ द एंजाइम्स दे आर इनहिबिटेड बाय salt of mercury or salt of silver or salt of gold or salt of heavy metals or the fluoride. Oxidases, this enzyme, they are generally inhibited by cyanide. Then some preservatives like chloroform or the glycerol, thymol, they get inhibited again by some enzymes. Toluene is, it has no action on the enzyme, but it is best preservative for the enzyme solution. Then formaldehyde, it will destroy the enzyme. The inhibitor present in the enzyme solution, they will occupy active site for the enzyme and which will leave reactive site for the substrate to combine with. ओके, तो बहुत सारे जो एंजाइम्स हैं ये डिपेंड होते हैं उनकी एक्टिविटी जो है, तो वो एसएच फ्री एसएच ग्रुप में जो है तो किस तरह से दे कैन बी इनएक्टिवेटेड बाय मर्क्यूरिक क्लोराइड. This mercuric chloride, it will react with this SH group. जो सल्फोहाइड्रिल ग्रुप है उसके साथ में जो है तो वो रिएक्ट करेगा. ओके, स्पेसिफिक इनहिबिटर जो कि स्ट्रक्चरली सिमिलर होते हैं सबस्ट्रेट मॉलिक्यूल्स की जैसे, तो दे विल दैट इनहिबिट द एंजाइम एक्शन. एंजाइम एक्शन जो है तो वो इनहिबिट करते हैं. तो such type of inhibitor they are called as competitive inhibitor. या उस प्रोसेस को जो है तो कॉम्पिटिटिव इनहिबिशन कहा जाता है. Succinic acid it converts into fumaric acid. So when this succinate dehydrogenase, it will combine with this succinic acid. Fumaric acid is released from the enzyme complex. Okay, so here this is, it will act as a inhibitor. ये जो है तो inhibition का काम करेगा. उसके बाद में यहाँ पर जो है तो सल्फेनिलामाइड ये जो है ये इनहिबिटर, ये फॉलिक एसिड के फॉर्मेशन के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है, लेकिन ये भी जो है तो इनहिबिटर का काम करता है. डू यू अंडरस्टूड?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this one is the eighth factor, and the last factor, that is the anti-enzyme. तो anti-enzyme यहाँ पर जो है तो certain enzymes they are repeatedly injected by animals. So substance will be produced in the animal serum that can prevent normal action of the enzyme which is injected. तो अगर किसी एनिमल में कंटिन्यूअसली जो है कोई एंजाइम इंजेक्ट किया जा रहा है तो डेफिनेटली वो जो नॉर्मल एंजाइम रहेगा उसकी रिएक्शन को क्या करेगा, वो इनहिबिट करेगा. तो ऐसे जो सब्सटेंस रहेंगे दे आर कॉल्ड एज एंटी एंजाइम. ओके, एंटीपेप्सिन, एंटीट्रिप्सिन, एंटी-रेनिन, एंटी-यूरिएज, these are some example of it. कुछ पीपल जो है तो बिलीव करते हैं कि म्यूकस मेम्ब्रेन इसमें जो है कुछ सुटेबल एंटी एंजाइम्स प्रेजेंट होता है. ओके, तो ये जो एंटी एंजाइम अगर प्रेजेंट रहेगा तो डेफिनेटली हमारी जो डाइजेशन की प्रोसेस है वो प्रॉपरली नहीं हो पाएगी, और अगर हमारी प्रोसेस डाइजेशन प्रोसेस कंप्लीट नहीं हो पाती है तो हेल्थ विल गेट अफेक्टेड. तो इस तरह से यहाँ पर जो है ये वर्क यानी एंटी एंजाइम जो है ये हमारा जो नॉर्मल डाइजेशन की प्रोसेस है वो इनहिबिट करा रहा है. अब वो इनहिबिट कराएगा उसके लिए हम लोग जो है तो जो टैबलेट्स लेते हैं दे आर इन द फॉर्म ऑफ एंजाइम. Do you understood? Do you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
There are 9
Yes, ma'am.
factors which will affect the action of enzyme. So I am listing once again. The first factor which we had seen, that is the contact between enzymes and the substrate. The second factor which we had seen, that is the concentration of enzyme and the substrate. The third factor which we had seen, that was the temperature. Then fourth one was the pH. Fifth one was the oxidation. Sixth is the radiation. Seventh is the coenzymes and the activators. The eighth is the inhibiting agent, and the ninth one is the anti-enzyme. So these are the 9 factors which are responsible for enzyme activity. Okay. So the next topic we will study. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.